My husband and I are complete opposites, and that often causes tension in the marriage. How do I fix this? Well, hello, my name is Tiffany Godfrey, your committed wife coach, and I want to talk to you today about how to function as a wife when you're opposite of your husband. Well, first of all, before we get started, go ahead and click subscribe right under this video and hit that notification bell so you'll know when more videos come. Well, let's talk. Opposites. Opposites. They always say opposites attract. And maybe that was the case when you first started dating your boyfriend, now husband. But now that you have gotten into the marriage, you've started living together, you've started seeing one another's habits, now the opposite traits that you once liked are starting to irritate you. How do you function in that type of situation? Well, first of all, let me tell you, join the club. My husband and I are opposite in so many ways. And I want to talk to you about three things that can help you to work through the marriage. Now, let me tell you, first of all, the answer is not just up and leaving. That's not the answer. When you made a commitment to God, you said till death do us part. And it's important because when you look at God's design for marriage, it is a covenant. That is a commitment to stay together. And so you want to do what you need to do to maintain oneness and maintain that commitment. So let's talk. We're going to talk about three different words. We're going to talk about observe. We're going to talk about personality. And we're also going to talk about adjust. Now, first of all, observe. Now, here's the thing. You're saying that your husband is a complete opposite of you. Well, how? What does that mean? Does that mean like you're a neat freak and he has socks all over the floor? Does that mean that you like to throw stuff away and your husband likes to hold stuff? What does that mean? Are you opposite in how you raise and discipline your kids? What does that mean? I want you to take some time to, first of all, observe. Ask yourself, what does it mean when I say we're opposites? Because just because you think differently in some ways does not mean that your goals are not the same. And you need to learn to look at the big picture. Sometimes the traits that your husband has that are opposite from you are a good thing. Let's say, for example, your husband may be a very laid back type person and you're like type A. Well, sometimes you need his laid back personality to help you to calm it down. And sometimes he might need you to kind of get it together so y'all can move on with whatever you're working on. So there are some areas where being opposite is not too bad. You just have to look at the big picture and ask yourself, okay, are we going for the same goals? Do we both love God? Do we both want what's best for this family? Do we have goals and visions and dreams? And even if his goals and visions and dreams are a little different from yours, it does not mean that that's a deal breaker. I want to encourage you to observe. Ask yourself, what are the opposites? What are some of the similarities we have? And what is the big picture? Does he come home every night? Does he take care of the kids? Does he treat you nice? Those are big things, and they may outweigh all the opposites. And a matter of fact, some of the opposites could spice up your marriage. Hey, think about it. Next thing, personality. Sometimes people have problems in their marriage is because they don't understand, first of all, their own personality, and then they don't understand their spouse's personality traits. There are some different personality traits that cause people, and this is just their makeup, to function a certain way. So when they encounter a situation, for example, one may be ready, let's just deal with it. I don't want to think through it. Another one may say, well, let me take some time to ponder this. And if you take, let's say, those two types of personalities, one wants to deal with it quickly, one wants to ponder it, then that can cause some tension. So what do you need to do? You need to learn to adjust. You need to consider, as you observe your personality traits and your husband's personality traits, what can we do to adjust? And what it really boils down to is working towards oneness. What is your goal? When you come up with the situation where the two of you don't see it the same, What are you willing to do to promote oneness? I'm not saying for you to change your personality. I'm not saying for you to try to change him. I'm saying with your personality and your background, his personality and your background, what are you willing to do to move towards oneness and to make this thing work and ultimately solve the problem? Let's think about it. If you say God brought you two together, he knew the personality styles that he was dealing with, then God always has a solution. It's up to you and your husband to work through it in spite of your opposite personalities. So I want to encourage you. And sometimes you may need a little help. Maybe you don't know how to adjust. Maybe you don't know what the right questions are to ask. Sometimes it takes being with a group of sensible, godly women who can kind of lead and direct you in that way. And I want to invite you to ESPN Wives and Future Wives, where we talk about these things. We talk about marriage. We talk about some of the issues we're dealing with. We do Q&A. We laugh, we joke, but most importantly, we keep it real because we want you to know, first of all, that you serve a real God. That's the first thing. And we understand that you deal with real challenges, and we want to help you to come up with real solutions so that you can have a happy marriage and maintain oneness. It's one thing to be married, but it's something totally different to have oneness in your marriage where there's peace, where you're getting things accomplished, because God's word says in Matthew 18:19 that when you are on one accord, God can do whatever you ask him to. Don't you want some things? Aren't there some things you and your husband are working and praying for? Well, you've got to stay in oneness. So that's the key. So come on, join us every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. There is a link right down there in the description box, in the comments box. We want you to join us. Come with us. Have a ball with some women who love God, who want to help you and encourage you. And by the way, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. And then again, like I said, subscribe and click that notification button. And I am looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.